Okay, this is just to tell you about the Olympus OMD5, an incredibly good second-hand buy at the moment. Small, well-made camera, made in Japan. It takes well over 100 micro four thirds lenses from Olympus and Panasonic, plus a huge variety of other lenses, early lenses made by other manufacturers. So this little camera here, this little Olympus, gives you the opportunity of taking good photos, getting into photography, getting into it in more depth than you can with your mobile phone. As regards your mobile phone, if what you're wanting to do is just to take quick snapshots on holiday or of your family without thinking about it, just carry on with the mobile phone. But if you want to get into more depth, experiment with old equipment and just the joy of owning something that's beautifully engineered, which these little cameras are. When this camera hit the market, it was priced in the UK around about £900, and Olympus, just to show everybody how good the camera was, went to the trade shows with big printers and models and invited people just to take a picture of the model themselves and have it printed out immediately, just to see the level of quality that you could get from the camera. Because there's a lot of talk about small sensors which are in these cameras. For example, most professionals regarded this full area of the 35mm, which is that size there, as being the only sensor worth using professionally. So the Olympus sensor, which is about the size of that piece of paper, which is half the size, quarter of the area, they thought, well, it can't possibly produce really good, sharp, detailed images. But they're completely wrong. Although this camera isn't suitable for absolutely every photographic task that you set it to, it'll do 90% without any difficulty. You can see I can mount on it an old lens here. This is an old Leica lens from the 1950s, a 90mm lens, which gives you, on this camera, gives you the equivalent of nearly 4 times magnification. And this is a old Olympus film lens from roughly the 1980s. This gives you the equivalent of 10 times magnification down to about 3 times magnification. Okay, you find this isn't quite so easy to use because you really need a tripod and a little bit of thought before you use it, but the images of it are surprisingly good. And what makes the Olympus, the OM camera, so good is it has built-in stabilization. So somebody like me with a shaky hand, it stops the vibration. This feature now is appearing repeatedly on all your mobile phones. They have what they call an image stabilization. It moves the sensor around, so it, as you're shaking about, so the sensor's moving in the opposite direction, or with it or whatever, to counteract the tremors. Touch sensitive screen on the Olympus, you can set it like this, so when you just touch the screen it takes a picture. And I have a few example images at the end of this little talk. The first two I've taken just under a week ago of Carlisle Cathedral, just to show it's still sort of current. My images have been edited either in Photoshop or, as I use mainly now, DxO Image Labs, and I think you'll agree it's a worthwhile consideration if you fancy something at a reasonable price to allow you to get into some of the more interesting aspects of photography. I'll be doing another talk on this camera shortly, which is more about how I chose or why I chose the camera, and just some replies to the large number of critics of Micro Four Thirds that suggest that the system is completely useless, and I think I'll prove it's anything but. So thank you for watching, please subscribe.